Hello, everybody. Intuition here. Thank you, as always, for making time and space for us. Today, we are going to try and knock that kindness out of you. Kindness seems like the plague of the century. It is the plague of the common society. We don't know when kindness started playing such a big role in all things, but it seems like a cop-out. It seems like kindness is more important than you actually being who it is that you are and integrous to what it is that you know. Let me tell you something, in case you didn't know. Pleasantries are the most annoying thing to everyone. And if I'm speaking out of turn, I sincerely apologize. If you love talking about how beautiful the sky is today and how the Yankees are winning all the games, and geez, you know, it's really cold outside when you live in Alaska, and you know, it's really hot outside when you live in Florida and Hawaii, and good God, you know, the water is really wet. If you love talking about that, then we sincerely apologize for saying otherwise. But for most of us, pleasantries, kindness, politeness is exhausting. It is intrusive, and it is suffocating because it gets in the way of genuine connection. I would rather somebody be genuine with me than sit and try and be kind. Take your kindness and get it somewhere else. Get it far away from me because I do not wish to hear it. Keep it to yourself. And that does not mean be an asshole. That is not what I'm encouraging and saying. But all I'm saying is, why is kindness better than you being yourself? Why are you sitting and smiling in my face and trying to ask me questions about God knows what? When the state of society is in what it is, when the ecosystem is in rapid decline, when the oceans are rising and there's no water to drink, why are you trying to talk to me about the weather and how pleasant it is? And that doesn't mean I want you to vent and sit and cry and go into hysterics about how the state of the world isn't either. Good God, that is what therapy is for. But also, let us not minimize, let us not talk about nonsense when there are real things going on. Like you are a real thing. You're a real person. You're not even a person, really, but you're a god, you're a universal principality, but today we're all acting as people, so you're a real person. I'd rather hear about you, not about your trouble, so to speak, but a real connection. And I know it is the idea, well, I want to ask you how you're doing, but I don't really want to know how you're doing. I just want you to say, I'm doing fine. Well, then don't ask anything. Just be quiet. That's really what it is that you're after. But then again, you're supposed to be kind. You're supposed to be polite. Well, then what are you supposed to be doing? Be disingenuous? You're supposed to be opening yourself up for somebody to emotionally download and take a shit on you when you're not ready for it? It's better for you just to be quiet then. That is more genuine. That is you being more of yourself than opening yourself up for a potential psychotic attack from another person. So please stop being kind. And that, again, does not mean please go on ahead and be a jerk to everybody. That is not what I mean. But that also doesn't mean that you ask disingenuous questions and be shocked where the answers lead you. If you do not want to connect, but you feel like you have to because it's a societal contract, or you feel like you have to because you need to be polite, then don't. Simply smile and nod. Wave as you walk on by. But don't engage because you feel like you have to, because you feel like you should, because that gets nobody anywhere. That is confusing. That is a miscommunication. So please, stop being kind. Stop being polite. Stop using that as a way to get further away from yourself. If you want to connect, then please connect, and please do so in a genuine way. If you genuinely want to know how somebody is, then genuinely ask from a genuine space. But if you don't give a shit, that's okay too. Maybe you have a lot going on and you're entitled to not care for a moment. Because if you don't care, but then because of a societal contract, you feel like you have to care, then you're doing nobody any good. You're making it worse out there. You're being impolite by you thinking that you're being polite and kind. You're being very impolite and very unkind. It is very unkind to not want to know how somebody is doing, but then to go out and ask how somebody is doing. And when they actually tell you, you lose interest quickly. Well, shit. Don't ask. Keep on walking. Or if somebody tries to engage you or connect with you and you are not ready, willing, wanting to, then don't. Just say, no, sorry, busy. I'm not taking questions today. Ha ha ha, but seriously, leave me alone. Lovingly. I can't right now. That is more genuine, and people could connect to that other than you saying, oh, you know what? I just lost my grand, but let me ask you how you're doing. And now let me sit and listen to how you broke a nail today and how I'm supposed to care about that when, again, I'm going through an existential crisis. No, you're doing nobody a service. You're making it a lot more difficult for other people. And you trying to be kind and polite and a good Samaritan. You're being a hellacious Samaritan if, again, you are asking questions, but you don't really care to know the answer. Because it is, in some sense, the idea of that will come back to you when you really want to connect with somebody and you're reaching out, but then somebody is maybe having a hard day, but through societal and social contracts, they will falsely try and connect with you, and then you will be sharing a piece of yourself, and you will look into their eyes and see that they're not here on this planet with you. They're off in a daydream somewhere, and that is just as frustrating as you not connecting at all. And you will see a part of yourself in their eyes when you did that to somebody last week. So if you do not like it when people do that to you, then don't do that when you're out and about in society, when you're trying to be kind and polite. If you really want to be kind and polite, keep on walking. If you want to smile, then smile. But if you don't, that's okay too. You're not being a jerk, but you are being a jerk in some sense, again, if you are asking questions that you don't really care to hear the answers to or don't have time to hear the answers to. So please, stop being kind. Stop buying into societal contracts, again, that does not give you the merit to be an asshole. But that does give you the merit to be yourself. And there's nothing wrong with you being yourself or being too enmeshed in your own crap to hear what it is that's going on in somebody else's life. Because again, if you got a lot going on and you're pausing to listen to what somebody else has going on, but you are too much in your own stuff to really hear what it is that somebody is sharing with you and trying to connect with you on, then what are you doing? You're just having an opportunity to explode on somebody else or to project your pain, anguish, frustration, rage onto somebody else and dampen their day. So we offer that to you. A way out. An excuse to say no. Not today. I'm not accepting questions. Maybe tomorrow. You know what? Write it down and put it in my box. Oh, that's right. I don't have a box. You'll have to keep it to yourself until next time. And there's nothing wrong with that, truly. We all have shit going on. So you could do it from love, and that is more genuine than you sitting and saying, wow, really? My goodness, you broke your toenail. And then what happened? Then you cried about it. And then what happened? You called your sister. Wow, geez, that is terrible. Do you want to know what happened to me? Grand died 2 minutes ago, and you're inundating me with this. That's not helping anyone. So, stop being kind, stop being polite, stop buying into social contracts, be yourself, be genuine to what it is that you're needing in this moment so that people will know what it is you need. And if you need space, you need to be left alone, you don't need to connect with somebody in this moment, then please let them know before it's too late and you're blowing up on them because they're sharing about how they broke their toenail the other day and it was the worst thing that ever happened to them. So as always, we thank you for making space and time for us. We wish you well in your politeness. We hope that you're polite to yourself by saying no, should you feel like you need to say it. But if you're really wanting to be and come from a genuine spot and want to connect with people, then we wish you well on that journey too. And we wish you well overall.